Welcome to Board Games Daddy. Today we are going to travel the cosmos with Cosmic Encounter. This is the Fantasy Flight Edition, the most recent one, and it's the 42nd anniversary. There are some differences from this edition, which is the most recent one, for the one before, which was 40th edition if I'm not mistaken, and the cover is different. You may recognize, if you have the other version, that this has a different alien. And inside there are some changes that I'm going to guide you through. But besides that, it's exactly the same game with the same rules. So if you are venturing for the first time in Cosmic Encounters, let me take you through this cosmic journey. Okay? So Cosmic Encounter is a negotiation game with lots of conflict. So not good for you to create new friends, because everyone will end up fighting with each other and being aggressive to each other. It's a funny game. I hope you get that experience just from me showing. So everyone will represent a different alien system, and we need to conquer each other's systems until one person has 5 foreign planets conquered. Okay, so I'm going to show you inside. I'm hearing the components dancing around, so let's wait no further and go inside. Okay, so one of the differences for the previous edition is that you have a revised manual and a quick start guide. So there were lots of critics for the first manual. This one is now easier to read with more images. You see these images from the cover, so you immediately see new changes. And in terms of components, they are basically the same. You have a new alien. So the previous version had 50 aliens, now you have 51, one new alien. And the flying saucers are now translucent plastic. Okay, we'll see them in detail once we get to the components. And we also have these cosmic combo cards, 34 cosmic combo cards, which are initial setup cards that you can decide to use and follow instead of people randomly choosing which alien they want to play. Right, so this facilitates setup, and especially for new players that just go along with the setup instead of having to think which alien they want to bring. So to give you an overview of the manual, setup phase, basic concepts with lots of images, how to attack, to do defense, artifacts, which types of cards, different examples of encounters and their role, how the resolution of each of them, some game variants, and you also have a quick reference guide here on the back. And then there's this thing that looks like a comic book, is a quick setup guide or start guide with the characters from the game talking to you, right? So cool. So you set up this and you do that, and then you attack, and you go to the cosmic warp to attack. That's cool. That's cool looking. The planning phase, the reveal phase. So they are trying to clearly make it more clear how the game works, because in the beginning it may be confusing, especially if you're playing for the first time. So yeah, good. So I bought this game secondhand, but I believe this insert is the official one that comes with the game, and it's much different than the one from the previous version. So the one that, if I remember correctly, it's like cardboard, typical Fantasy Flight cardboard insert, and now you have this plastic one which has these divisions where you can store the game components in a much better look. So cards there, and then the 5 planets, the five systems, and then the rest of the components here. These two continue to be on the loose here, but you may have noticed that on the rulebook you have these icons here. Okay, So this represents the houses some way, or at least the colors of the players: the yellow, the orange, the red, the purple, and the blue, and then they repeat itself. But with some expansions, which I don't know, is you get extra colors for you to play. Okay. So in terms of components, you have for each player flying saucers. Let's open here. There we go. It's not opaque, but translucent, representing the 42nd year edition. One of the critics for this edition is that if you buy expansions, the expansions are not translucent, so you will have opaque players and then translucent players. I don't know if that really impacts, but who knows. Purple, red, green, and the dark blue player. Okay, so this is how you point your attack. So you choose a system, you choose a planet, and you point out to that planet like that, and then you put the ones attacking, put the ships here, and attack. So when you decide to attack, you invite other players to join you, and then who's defending also invites other players to join. So this is a negotiation game because you need to convince other people to join your cause, and other people may betray you after, so you never know what may happen. But this is how you attack, pointing out the warp gate to the planet that you attack. And this is how you mark. Every player mark then everyone start here, and then you mark the number of foreign planets that you have acquired. And if you are the only one getting 5, this also is the graveyard. When the ships lose the combat, they go here, and then they are warped back to your system. So by system, what I mean is these 5 circles representing your 5 different planets, and then you have ships defending each planet. You pile the ships here on top of these circles, and then you pick them and you choose how many you want to use to invade. And if you win the battle, they stay there. So you are always setting less defenses on your system in order to use those ships to conquer and not only to win the battle but also to stay there, right? So you become less power to defend if you attack more and put your ships on other systems. So you have these colors which look the same, and some tokens here which I don't know exactly what they mean, but every monster will have their own. Every alien will have their own units for these tokens, which are specific. So just try to take a look to see. Oh, and then you have the player tokens as well. So this represents the green player. And we have here. Let's see. I'm going to turn that. Let's see. Oh, there are more tokens here. Okay, for other players, sure. And there's a different planet here, which should represent something special, which I don't know what it is. Okay, let's take a look at the aliens. So you have 51 different aliens for you to choose, and you choose only one. So basically, this game has lots of potential for repetition, to play different games, because every time you play you have a different strategy with a different alien, right? And if you also include the setup cards that change the game, so this is like infinite probability, infinite combinations of ways that the game can go. Okay. So let's take a look at the aliens. If you are interested, just pause the game and see the details, but I won't be able to go into detail on all of these aliens, right? So I just want to give you an overview how this works. So the name of this alien is Mite, okay, and this is the description what they do. This power is mandatory to use on offensive only, and so when you launch ships to defend, you will have, there is a short description here that is facing other players, which is demands colony or loss of cards. Okay, so that's basically their summary of its power. Okay, so that's Might. I'm going to put them down here because this is heavy. And the philanthropist with main player or ally. And it's optional. Let's take a look at the artwork. So the reincarnator, the Remora, the Shadow, the TikTok, the robot alien, the Barbarian, the Chosen One. So, and you have the color. The color, I believe, the color represents if they are like easy to play or difficult to play. So these are the easy ones. The Cologne, the Kudgel, the Filch, Hacker, the Loser, Makran, the Miser, the Mutant, the Observer, the Oracle that foresees cards, the Pacifist, the Parasite. That's the one from the original cover, so if you're recognizing this one. Oh, the alien is this part, the Parasite. It's not a shell, it's the Parasite that is parasiting. The Pacifist, right? He's so pacifist that he got parasited. The Reserve and the Sorcerer is the one from this box. There we go. The Spiff, the Trader, Monkey Trader, the Vacuum, the Vulture, the Warrior, the Will, Zombie. Is this a zombie? The Citadel, the Dictator, Gambler, the Grudge, Machine, the Masochist, Tripler, Virus, the Void, the Warpish, Amoeba, the Antimatter, Calculator, the Demon. That's the new one. That's the one from the expansion. I don't see any reference on that, but I know that this one is new. Fido, Father, Hate, the Healer, the Humans. Oh, here are the humans. Okay. The Kamikaze, the Mind, and the Mirror. There it is, the aliens. So much replayability here with so many aliens. Okay, and then when the fight happens, these are the cards that you use. Lots of them. Okay, so in a conflict you can play cards, and the one problem with this game is the cards have very similar backs, so it's difficult for me to separate what they are. Let me try to go by the backs. So take this. Okay. So let's start with this one because these are new. They have different aliens here. Virus, the Philo, trailer, is it? Okay. So these are the scenario cards. So you choose one randomly, right? And then, aha, big time clever. So 3 of us will go with this one, and if we are 4 and if we are 5, we suggest this arrangement. Okay. So many different arrangements. And I don't know how the names connect with what's here, but I don't know these aliens so well to explain. But it creates some kind of a setup that is consistent with what is here. Heads and tails, help is on the way. I'll be your best friend. I'm so smart. Okay, maybe these are typical sets of typical enemies that you're trying to put together or against each other. Okay, and then we have these cards here, which are tech cards. Okay, tech cards. So these cards will give you powers, different powers to use. Energy cloak. Okay. These are back tech cards. And now these are the. That's a funny one because you have here 8 houses, right? And in the game that we just saw, we don't have orange as a player, and we don't have these 2 kinds of pink, so that must probably are the colors from the expansions. I would guess so. These are very similar. I don't know why they made this so similar, So this is the deck. This is the mechanism that avoids that everyone starts fighting physically in the game, because you don't decide who do you want to attack. It's this deck. So on the beginning of your turn, you draw a card like this, and you need to attack whatever player is described here. So this one is not an easy one because there are some conditions, but imagine that you draw this one, you attack the yellow player, or you attack the red one, the purple, the green, or the blue one. Okay, but if you draw your own card, imagine that you are the yellow. You can then have an encounter with a player that has invaded your system, with ships on your system, or you can discard this card and draw again. That's what happens if you draw your own card. And then you have special cards that, like wild, you can attack any other player of your choice. So this one is dangerous because you completely say, I don't like you, and then you have special conditions that you play that has more cards, fewer ships, more planets, and you need to fight that person. Last but not least, the cards for the fight. So when you decide you go to the fight if you're attacking with a certain number of your ships, and then you can have a card that will add that number to the fight, right? So you have cards that go from 20, 40, 23, 20, 15 to crappy numbers like 9, 8, 6, yeah, even zeros that don't add anything. The morph card will copy your opponent's card, so if you're winning on ships, you just use this one, and then you guarantee that the other guy will not have a higher card. And then, so these are the encounter cards, and then you have the reinforcements card, which are cards that any player can use, supporting a side or defending side or the attacking side, add ships, so +5, +3. These are good for untying the game. And then to negotiate, you can withdraw from a fight if you propose a negotiation, and you don't lose the colony, but you lose the ships. Then the blue ones are artifacts that you can use on targeting certain things, artifacts or zaps that can destroy powers or nullify cards. And then you have these cards, which I don't know exactly what they are, but you can use the powers of the aliens in the game. So this is amoeba. We saw that alien. So if you are the amoeba, you can use this card and you get this extra power. Or if you are not, you can use this smaller version of the power in a fight. Once you use the card is gone. So you need to really think what is the right moment to use that card. So I'm guessing that you will have 51 cards as well, one for each alien that we saw. We are recognizing some of the names, the zombie, etc. And this is Cosmic Encounters. Good, I hope you enjoyed. Still leave a like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So I'm bringing these rarities to my collection, and I will continue to bring more and more different content, other games, so check. And I hope to see you on the next one. Thank you very much. Goodbye.